before. Output gap. So in this spring, I had to spend in Bratislava at the Slovakian National Academy of Science. I had the chance to work with an excellent colleague on a paper which is still in progress, but she did most of the calculations, so now we have really nice results. And I was able to participate, with this analysis, or I did many things, but what we need here is that we needed output gap for our data. And the problem is with output gap that in the open databases you can have really undetermined output gaps or nothing at all. So as she needed mostly data. So sometimes maybe at World Bank or IMF database you can have annual data for output gap that shows you that you are above or under the potential economic growth. But after that, this is not defined well. So for monthly data, you have to create your own output gap, and in this case, the literature suggests, so that if you are just checking that how they are using it at central banks, we just have to download industrial production. So this is the best what we can have. Okay, industry is not representing the whole economy, but this is what is captured by statistical offices. Yeah, so this is a proxy. It would be better to have nicer things, but this is what we have here. So, I am, first of all, before doing anything, I should upload this to you. And after that, if we are filter, so if you're doing anything, let's just load this in. Okay, so I need it also in my Matlab folder. It's easier if I don't have to refer back and forth. Because if you know what you have to do there, then it will be really simple. So just need the data equals XLS read, blah blah blah. Yes, XLS X. Then it reads in all the things from the different countries, and Albania is. I should just delete Albania. I don't want to care about that one because it would just require additional debugging. So, for decades, people were using HP filter, Hodge transport filter, because this is what, that's again just, that was considered as the best approach. So, we are just typing in. No, I need. I don't need the comparison, I just need the HP filter itself as a standalone variable. So as you can see, HB filter just separates everything to trend and cyclical. So if we are just testing it, I don't want to do the whole data, so let's focus only on the European Union without Brexit land. So just the first column. Then it will not able to run because it will require. Okay, so they added in the. It would require the lambda parameter. Come on, guys, you cannot be so lazy. So the lambda parameter is the key selector parameter for okay, I was also looking for this one. So so we need different kind of lambdas for different kind of data sets. So for quarterly data, we are always using this 1,600. For monthly data, we are using this way bigger. For annual data, we are using this number, which is lower. And is this thing enough? Yeah, is this enough? Okay. So now we have a trend which shows us that, okay, this is how the trend of the industrial production was changing. So if we are just doing the plot on the data, first column and trend line itself, then we can see that this is a nice approximation. Just the problem is the endpoint instability of the HB filter. That here at the beginning of the first 2 data points, 3 data points, and the last 2 or 3 data points are quite an imaginary. So sometimes it says that you are in a state of recession or you are in a state of growth because it jumps back and forth. So it's quite terrible to calibrate this one well, and that's why HB filter is popular, but otherwise central bankers are also don't like it. So that was the key problem that we had to solve. And in the script you should have to see, there is a Matlab code. And after that they started to develop different approaches. So there is the Bakey filter, there is a CSF filter, but these ones have also problems because then you have to define not just one lambda parameter, which was at least okay-ish and accepted everywhere in the literature, but these are even more troublesome. So they needed some kind of another solution. And at the end of the day, nowadays this BN filter is the sexy thing. So when we were talking with people from central banks, and also there is one colleague who is working half at the central bank, half at the university in Vienna, and also at the. So people were saying that we should use this.
HV filter?
No, not the HV filter, the BN filter. Mm-hmm. So you can download it from this link. So right now this is the consensus that this is the good thing.
It's a bandpass filter, right?
Yes. It's beverage something.
But here is a documentation. Can we download the PDF version of documentation, or is it possible? Or no?
It is. It is. No. So they are always managing the whole documentation online, so you can even check the documentation where you are just Googling things up. So that's why, and it's quite infinite. So
you use there is a kind of the PDF version.
Yes.
Where you can read.
Yeah, but for Matlab you don't have. So if you just download this filter, then extract it, then after that you have. This is not much because you can see that this is just one run menu for the whole BN filter. So when I just went through, and I spent some 20 minutes with that one, then I was able to see that I don't know why they are not including it, but it's not part of the official Matlab. At least last time when I checked, it was not. Within. So we have to define the folder, right folder. So changing directory. This one. And after that is quite simple. So first, instead of using data as its own, as a raw input, we have to calculate the log differential, because you can do it otherwise, but the results will be really strange. So I have to read the documentation, because it requires also pre-calibration for this delta. And this is set to 12 because it's mostly data. So this will be adapted to the frequency. So this one is also the frequency of the data, so it's mostly. This is the data track which is calibrated here. What? Ah, sorry. One. I did not calibrate anything for J right now. Okay, so well, after I define the right one, then so it's again an external thing, so you should download it and extract it in your own, and then it will work well. And after that, see, yes, again, this is one. And this one is also one. So after that, it will give us this result, which shows us that what was the difference between the potential growth and the actual growth level. So
cyclical part of the...
Yes, the cyclical part, indeed. So obviously this is COVID here, and this is the 2008 global financial crisis. So and after that, we can add this immediately to a Taylor rule. So our objective during this research was to calibrate a Taylor rule to see that how central banks were lagging behind or sometimes running ahead of the inflation curve during the 2020s. And yeah, so this is right now the fancy way for such a calibration. And hopefully sooner or later Matlab officially will add it to the other filterings, but right now BM filter is not too young, because we can see that this thing was uploaded nearly a decade ago, almost. So, okay, and right now we can see that this can be good. Okay, next thing. When we have to talk about outliers. Also, do you have any question related to output gap? Because this is all what you need to do. So if you don't want to deal with fancy things, then HP filter is completely accepted. Just sometimes people are just cutting off the first and last two data points. At least you can cut down the first two, because usually you need the last two ones, but it will be still accepted. We can still find papers in high quality journals which are still using HP filter. Just sooner or later this one will catch